The supine straddle press is an exercise we use to work on the coordination of the straddle press. We remove balance and shoulder strength as limiting factors in order to focus in on refining the coordination of the hips and the spine. Now, coordinating the press while on our hands and having to balance at the same time is quite a bit more complex. Working the supine drill won't instantly make your press much easier, but over time, drilling it out in the supine position and making that something you can basically do in your sleep is something we can use to make your body understand better how to coordinate the individual parts of the press. So not a drill that can stand alone, but can be a very useful addition to your press practice. To do the exercise, all you need is a floor and something to anchor your hands. I'm using dumbbells, but you could use basically anything heavy that can hold you into place. Some furniture or even a person standing on your hands can work just as well. From this position, posteriorly tilt your hips hard and try to get the entire back and especially lower back into contact with the floor. Then, keeping your heels in contact with the floor, open your legs up into the widest straddle you can possibly get into without your heels lifting off the floor and without losing contact between your back and the floor. Once you've maxed out the width of your straddle, we need to lift the feet off of the floor. We want to do this by strongly posteriorly tilting the hips and trying to keep the feet as close to the floor as possible. Basically, what we want is for the legs to stay as close to the body as possible, and cueing feet to floor is just an easy way of doing this. Continue lifting the legs as far up towards your hands as possible. You'll need to posteriorly tilt the hips even further in order to lift the legs higher. Eventually, you'll need to start peeling the hips and the spine off of the floor. Take your time here. Your intention should be to first peel the hips off of the floor and then the spine. Imagine that you are trying to curl one vertebrae at a time off of the floor, starting from the very bottom of your spine. Once your feet close in on the hands, you want to fight to bring the feet as close to the hands as possible, possibly even touching. Now we reverse the movement, widen your straddle and keep your feet as close to the floor as possible as you return the spine one vertebra at a time back onto the floor, starting from the very top of the spine. Once your hips are back on the floor, you want to keep your lower back in contact with the floor and your straddle wide as you lower the feet back onto the floor. Take your time here and allow yourself to really focus in on the different sensations. It's completely fine to completely pause the movement at any point and just see if you can squeeze your legs a bit further down towards the floor, or just focus in on how it feels to actually be in this position. Eventually, we want to be able to find the same kind of activations on your hands. So spending that time really focus in on how it feels and what different parts of your body needs to be active in order to pull you into position really pays off. I'll often have people start out doing single reps at a time, but spending 90 to 120 seconds performing that single rep.